You raise your children as if they are the gods and goddesses. You don't raise them to be no goddamn ghouls and goblins and goddamn Frankensteins and vampires and got them out here blood dripping all down their mouth and shit. And you got these crazy ass motherfuckers out here doing shit to the candy and shit like this. You understand? And you go and you look up on the goddamn internet, they got more goddamn horror flicks than any other kind of goddamn flick. You know, I try, you know, I don't consume my mind with every blue moon. You know, I watch one and then I say, no, man, you know, this shit right here, it get too wild to where you know, I go on a diet, a fast to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's just that they don't, no positivity for the movie, you know, all horror shit. You know what I'm saying? So All Souls Day is a church holiday designed to commemorate loved ones who have died. So you got the ones with the saints, and then you got one with the souls, and that's every day. You know, that's the average, you know, individual, you know, and then you got your saint. Different branches of the church have varying histories with All Souls Day. So you see them out there, they done put flowers all over, you know, and this, that, and the third, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm all right. You know, every blue moon we go out and we put something, clean the grave up and the third, but you know, I don't personally, you know, indulge in that, you know, like, you know, other people do. Especially when I'm looking at, don't mean I don't love my ancestors no damn less. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not going to be creeping through no goddamn cemetery for long. I'm going to go early in the day, show some love, and then I'm getting the hell on up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? It's because I done been in some goddamn cemeteries, especially them old ones and shit. What, you know, they got a lot of mausoleums and shit. And the first thing I think about is them goddamn Dracula movies and shit and all, and the goddamn fog and shit, that motherfucker fogging up on your ass. I ain't got no time for that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and so you see here, you know, and they put all type of lights in, you know what I'm saying? And in retrospect, it might not seem like nothing is wrong, but that's why I took you to the root. You understand what I'm saying? If you go to the foundation of a thing, you know what it is. You understand? Don't try to put no sugar on shit and deal. It was malevolent spirits. You understand that they were dealing with, you know, from the very jump. And so they usurped it, and now you didn't put some crosses in on it, this, that, and the third. But the true one, and it shows in Halloween, that was the original practice. You understand? You're trying to Christianize it, but the original practice is what you see in Halloween. That's the original practice, because, you know, they would put masks on at Christmas. You know, that's why, you know, I had to show the connection between Halloween and Christmas, because they did all their holidays. They would dress up, put masks on of evil goddamn, you know, beings and shit. And these are the older practices. You know, you got Krampus Day, you know, where you got the evil demon, Christmas demon Krampus. And then you got all these wicked ass Christmas witches. You understand? Frau Archer, you know, the disemboweler, where she catch little children and pull their damn intestines out. This shit predated the damn Christian shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and they still have holidays to this. So I don't want nobody to be confused about none of it. You know, I take it to the bare root, so you know what you're dealing with. And so again, you see here, you know, they come out and they put their little candles out here and shit. But go back, you know what I'm saying? Who are these people? You know, are they trying to keep them in the ground? You don't know what's going on. You understand? Because this is the things that they would do early on. They would put these trying to appease the malevolent spirit. And so many of them now on All Souls Day, now you know who they praying for? These are spirits in purgatory. You understand what I'm saying? Now that's another key thing, that these spirits are in purgatory. So they would, what they would do, you could go to during the early, so-called, I guess, the early All Souls Day from the 8th century on up. You understand what I'm saying? People would knock on, and they believe this is where they get trick-or-treating from. They would knock on the door and they would give them like little cakes and shit. And if they give you a cake, then you got to go and pray, you understand, for these souls, particular soul. And they say if you get enough prayers, for a soul, then it would be released and it could go into heaven. So you got to understand that purgatory is not hell, but God damn it, it ain't heaven. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are trying to, it's damn near, it's a void. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, it's almost like punishment. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, see, the Catholic Church is a motherfucker, purgatory. So you, even in that, you hear purge. You understand? Purgatory. So in that, so I want you to understand exactly what I'm saying. You dealing with some malevolence in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to play no game. You dealing with some malevolence in there. Because these motherfucking souls need you to pray that they could be released and go to heaven. You see? And All Saints Day, All Souls Day, November 1st, November 7th. Now, the day before Halloween, you understand what I'm saying, is Devil's Night. Now, motherfuckers, boy, I remember one year, them niggas in Detroit damn near burnt that motherfucker down. That was back in goddamn 87, I think. Man, they had damn near 900 fires. They damn near burnt that city to the ground. So they just let you know. And I was looking at a documentary, and that's what they was doing, the Caucasoid. So a lot of time niggas take on the practices of these Caucasoids, and they outdo the goddamn beast in some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You become more malevolent than the beast. So that's when you look at the foundation of something, and at the foundation and the root of that is, a demonic energy. Ain't no cleaning that up, nigga. Your foundation gonna dictate the house that's built on it. You understand what I'm saying? You can't build your house on a wicked foundation and expect that, you're not gonna have the malevolence inside of the house. And you understand what I'm saying? So here you got, all these wicked ass showing you Devil's Night. And then, and the crazy part about it, it be a lot of the goddamn Christians that's knocking on the doors and shit, going from goddamn, because you got to understand that they know that the ancient traditions. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna look at that shit a whole lot different. They gonna, they gonna partake in both sides. Even being a Christian, they gonna still partake in Halloween. And I'm gonna show you some shit, as I move into the, showing you the connection between Christianity and Christmas, Christianity too, because the Romans is, with that goddamn Serapis worship. They didn't throw away none of that, that came. They just intertwined it into a new manifestation. But the root of Christianity is Roman and Greek mythology. That's just facts. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give it up. Who gonna give up their ancient traditions? And so even when you're dealing with bats and shit, with the blood suckers, you understand what I'm saying? And you don't look and you think how honest that shit is. And you look and see that the goddamn viruses and shit that's coming across this goddamn planet right now is stemming from these goddamn bats. How ironic is that? You understand what I'm saying? That the virus that's stemming across, and motherfuckers got the bat and shit all up, in their windows and shit, this, that, and the third. You understand? Blood suckers. You understand? And that's what they're doing in totality on the planet as a people, sucking the blood out of every goddamn nation, every race. You understand? On the planet, and, especially African people, they done sucked the goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? Could clean up out of their skull. They ain't got no mind. You know, these niggas is okay with being the white man nigga. We got to state this, you know, and be clear about it. We got a lot of, you know, niggas out here is happy to be the white man's nigga. You understand what I'm saying? That has not changed over a period. They smile, they shuck and jive, and they speak highly of the master. You understand, when it's time to speak. You understand? So it has not changed. And so we have to be very careful. Now, this is old Pomona, okay? You see that, you know, she is the goddess. She protected fruit trees and gardens. She is an agricultural goddess responsible for the care and cultivation of fruit trees and orchards. So Pomona, even Pomona, California, was named after this Roman goddess. Okay, and you see, even at Halloween, so if you bobbing for apples and shit, this, that, and the third, that's where that aspect of that practice comes from. So all of this is Greco-Roman in totality. And then, like I said, then you got the Catholic expression. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got the Hispanic, that they call it what it is, the Day of the Dead. You understand what I'm saying? They let you know they fucking with the dead. You understand? They don't call it the ancestors, or no, the dead. You understand? No, we got to, you know, we ain't dealing with no damn dead. You know what I'm saying? We dealing, our ancestors is, you know, in spirituality, you know, in spiritual energy. You know what I'm saying? So the way they even term that shit is some off, or, you know, some off-brand shit that you should, you know, and when you deal and go in the root, you see the majority of motherfuckers off into that ritualistic practice. You will see, you know what I'm saying? They don't have no problem in, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the malevolent. They love the malevolent. They call on the malevolent. All right, I already did. Well, this is dealing with the Feast of Pomona, which is August 13th. But y'all got to understand that this is not the August where it is right now in you know, when you talk about the sequence of the months. You understand? Because they added January and February. March was originally the first month. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, the Feast of Pomona, the goddess of fruit, okay, it speaks as we approach the middle of August, the heat of summer is still on full blast. Gardens bursting with tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and a whole slew of other crops. Thoughts of the cool, crisp breezes of autumn are beginning to creep into people's minds as they sweat and roast the roiling sun with their air conditioners cranked up to maximum. However, to the ancient Romans, summer had already ended by this point. You see what I'm saying? The ancient Roman seasonal calendar was different from today. To us modern day people, the autumn equinox is in late September. It marks the end of summer and the beginning of autumn. However, to the Romans, the autumn equinox marked the midpoint of autumn. To them, the real beginning of autumn took place in early August. So this is the harvest. You see what I'm saying? This is the harvest. So Samhain is the harvest. You see what I'm saying? So this correlate, and so this is where you get the bobbing from apples and shit, and all of this. All of this shit is European and Caucasoid, and black people ain't got no place in this shit. You understand? We do not venerate our own, and we do it. You know, we give their ancestors and they got all our money, but we don't put nothing back into African culture. You understand what I'm saying? We don't put shit back. We didn't let so much shit collapse, even the bookstores, because a lot of the internet did knock the goddamn bookstores. So a motherfucker got to go on Amazon just to get some goddamn books. If you ain't got no goddamn store, and so, you know, I try to see, you know, black people that's selling, you know, books, and then they own, and motherfuckers is on there robbing motherfuckers from them for them books. I got Ivan Van, I got all of Ivan Van Sertima book, but I don't know, Ivan Van Sertima books must be out of publish. You know, I don't know what's going on with that. You know, they on there selling Ivan Van Sertima book for like $1,000 fucking dollars. Actually over $1,000. You know what I'm saying?